Here we're going to draw a toy car, like a small model of a car. I'm going to start by the front view. Here I'm going to break down what I can see into main shapes, trying to really get the proportion or the size of each shape compared to the other ones right on here. Not too much detail. So I'm starting a light pen so I can then go over the top with a darker pen and really kind of refine the shapes and put a little bit of shading on to make my drawing more realistic. So here I'm really watching carefully and looking carefully at my model, trying to copy as realistically as I can on here. And I'm starting to add the detail, like the bonnet stripe. On my view, it's a little bit more shortened, so I can't see a lot of the stripes on here. The camera view is slightly different. So I'm really studying carefully and adding as much detail as I can, because my first draft is lighter. I can also change the lines of the drawing if I want to, without it affecting the whole drawing on there. And I'm just going to put the wheels, and the wheels on my car are slightly wonky, so I'm straightening those up on my drawing. That's a view I can see on here, so you can see that it's matching my drawing on there and the proportions. Once I've done the front view, I'm going to move and do the side view. So same again, starting by blocking out the large shapes using a light colored pen, and kind of modifying it as I go along. Here I realized that the kind of the top of the car is a little bit too long where you've got the windows, and I'm going to come back and kind of shorten this and change this a little bit on there. So starting with a light line is really allowing you to move things if needed. So here moving on to my darker pen and start to put the detail on there as much as I can. So same here, I'm still looking super carefully so I can make any changes to my drawing to be as accurate as I can on there, and getting under the wheels and the inside of the wheel on there. Just a tiny little bit of shading to finish it off, and a little bit of kind of put it on the ground as such on there. Then I'm going to move to the back view on here. So same principle, you can see I've got one that I did earlier on here that is a little bit too small. So I've done this, just drawing a second one a little bit bigger on here, and trying to break it down into shape and really have the proportions of the shapes in relations to one another on here. Then coming back with my pen and adding all the detail on there, and kind of breaking down the different shapes with that detail on there. So even so it's a toy car, it's still got an awful lot of detail on there, so you can really drill down and add loads and loads of interesting detail on there. And the back view is done on there. Now I want to try to draw my car in perspective to make it look 3D. So here I've started with a vertical line, then a horizontal line like a cross. Then I'm putting two vanishing points on here and doing those kind of parallel lines on there. Once I've got this, I'm going to put the structure of my car over the top of this. So you can hear I'm doing the side view, and obviously the front is the bit that's closer to me, so it's going to be a little bit bigger, and then it's following the line of the perspective at the back, so it's going smaller as it recedes in the background on there. So here I'm doing the front, same, going smaller as it gets on further. So the first headline is a lot smaller than the second one. You can see the second wheel hidden at the back on there. Then getting on with the kind of roof of the car on here on that top line, and putting some of the detail in on there. So same here, I'm trying to block out the main shapes and the main features of the car, so I can go back and refine this with a darker pen on here. The second wheel, same, follows that line, and it's just a lot smaller than the first one. So here the wheels are not circle anymore, they're like squished circles as the car is showing perspective. Now I've done this, I'm coming back and adding all the detail as carefully as I can on there, being mindful of the fact that the car is in perspective, so the further away the smaller it's going to be, and trying to line everything up with my two vanishing points at the sides on here. So you could practice this with loads of different cars and vary the perspective on there, vary the type of vehicle you do. It'll be a really, really good exercise to improve and refine your drawing skills on there, and really sharpen your observation skills as well.